everyone, welcome to the Uncommon Senses podcast. In this series, Sustainable Living Pod, we collaborate with Sustainable Smart Campus as a living lab in HKUST and explore technologies and projects by faculties and students that create a change to sustainability on campus and beyond. I'm your host, Telia. Construction, an essential sector driving economic growth and infrastructure development, unfortunately comes with a heavy environmental cost. The construction industry is notorious for its significant contribution to pollution, resource depletion, and waste generation. And according to the United Nations Environment Program, it contributes to nearly 39% of global energy-related CO2 emissions. And in Hong Kong, the construction sector is estimated to generate over 20 million tons of construction waste annually, making it one of the major waste streams in the city. So joining us today are Samuel and Zach from the Department of Civil Engineering in HKUST, who are also the co-founders from Terra, which is a startup supported by SSC. Their product, Eco-Brix, is a sustainable construction material produced using wastes. Let's dive in and see how Eco-Brix was developed and how it promotes circularity in construction. Thank you for being here today with us. So perhaps you can introduce yourselves.
So I'm Zach, and I'm a research assistant professor from Civil Engineering Department. So currently, we are working on producing a cementless Eco-Brix using the municipal solid waste. So nice to meet you all, and maybe I pass the mic to Samuel to introduce himself.
I'm Samuel. I just graduated my PhD in March, and I'm now a postdoctoral fellow. Thank you, from in the civil department. Yep.
Nice. So, like what we mentioned previously in the introduction, maybe can you provide a brief introduction to your project on Eco-Brix, and also especially how it addresses the issues of waste management and sustainability?
So I think the major objectives of our project is to produce a cementless Eco-Brix, and then this Eco-Brix is produced with municipal solid waste. For example, the construction waste, plastic waste, food waste, or some waste soil. So conventionally, when we use those construction material, for example, like concrete, we use a lot of cement and also the sand and stone. Cement is very carbon intensive, which contribute to around 10% of global carbon emission. So that's why we would like to produce a cementless and sustainable construction material. For example, like in Europe or the American or China, so we have around 50 to 70% of the total solid waste belonging to the construction waste. And of course, we also need to take about 15% of the plastic waste and food waste globally. So that's why we think our product can upcycle those solid waste and also tries to reduce the disposal of the waste and eventually can bring the sustainability to our society.
Amazing. I like how the solution is not just an address to the waste problem in the construction industry, but also utilizes the existing waste, municipal solid waste as well. So what are the potential impacts that Eco-Brix can bring to the construction industry in Hong Kong and also to the environment?
So I think we can make three major contributions. And of course, the first one is we can provide a alternative sustainable construction materials to the industry. So sometimes when we talk about environment, we may think about we may sacrifice the performance of the product for sustainability. Yeah. So we hope our product can give the society with a sustainable products and with sufficient performance. And the second thing is, of course, we can upcycle all those. I should not say all, but majority of the municipal waste in different countries. So this is the second contribution. And the final one is, of course, nowadays we are trying to reduce the carbon emission. So we hope that our project can also contribute to the carbon neutrality and also the climate change plan for our society.
Right. So can you share any specific examples or success stories where your Eco-Brix has been used and, made a positive impact? I think from when I was looking into your project, there was little prototypes of basically using this material and like some decorative designs with various colors. So maybe like, can you tell us more about that story?
I won't dare to say we already give a successful story or we achieve something. Of course, now we make a prototypes for the Eco-Brix only. So when you see those little decoration, because we think that sometimes bricks seems to be boring to everyone. So that's why we also use those municipal solid waste to make some decoration and then try to draw your attention and also pay attention to the environmental protection. So that's why we make those little decoration. And of course, we also hope that in the future we can share more story of us to everyone of you.
Right. Actually, I'm very curious to know, what was your journey like from like, starting the project to the prototype that you just mentioned? How was that whole process like?
I must say, the start of this project is because of the SSC program. So basically, is we get the funding from the SSC first, and then after we get this funding, because initially we propose we can use the food waste and also the carbon dioxide to make the Eco-Brix. And the SSC support our ideas. So that's why we get our initial funding first. So after that, we share our ideas with our supervisor. And our supervisor also provides with a lot of support. And that is why we established this startup, which is called Terra Green. And then we also think about, is it possible we can use more soluble waste? For example, like the plastic waste or even the waste soil, and then together with the construction waste to build the cement Eco-Brix. That's why we can arrive here and then to share some experience to everyone. Yeah.
Nice. We've been mentioning how the cementless Eco-Brix use various types of waste. Can you explain maybe the technology and also processes behind producing it using like construction waste, plastic waste, or food waste?
Oh, maybe this is part of our secret, but I will try our best to give you some brief ideas about our technology first.
Okay.
So basically, of course, to start with, we must connect different types of the municipal waste. And I must say thank you to our Hong Kong government, especially the Civil Engineering and Development Department. So basically, this department, they build up a few sites and then to collect the construction waste in Hong Kong. So after they collect those construction waste and then they will process it. For example, they will break them into a certain particle size, or they will remove some impurities from the construction waste. So after that, they will encourage, for example, like encourage us or encourage the industry to reuse or to recycle those construction waste. So that's why the first step is we connect the waste first from different government authorities and even our family. For example, those food waste, the plastic waste, we can also collect from our families. So after we get all those waste, and then we just mix the construction waste with either waste soil or the plastic waste or food waste. And then after you have a mixture, and then you just need to compact it. So after the compaction, of course, we can compact in different shape. It can be like a Eco-Brix, rectangular shape, even triangular shape as well. So after we make the Eco-Brix, and then we will just cure it to develop the material strength. So I think this is the typical procedure of our technology. And of course, for further details, I would suggest you may check our patents in the future, because currently we did not apply the intelligent protection. We still did not achieve it. So that's why, maybe in the future you will have a chance to take a look. Yeah.
Right. So speaking of like, patents and also working with government authorities, what are your future plans for this project? Like, are you aiming to commercialize the Eco-Brix and make it widely available to the market? Or like, what's the process like for meeting, various construction material standards or working alongside with other agencies like the government?
I think the first step of our future planning is you must have money. Without money, you cannot improve your technology, or you cannot purchase some equipment and then to further improve the technology and eventually to commercialize those products. So I think we will keep applying different kinds of fundings and then to get more support from the society first. So after we have those funding, now the problem is we got the prototype, but we still did not have some field tests to demonstrate the long-term performance of our prototype or of the Eco-Brix. So the second step is, of course, we hope to build a trial scale or a so-called pilot scale production line of the Eco-Brix. And then we will collaborate with basically we already collaborate with some industrial partners and also the government authorities. So after that, after we can produce the Eco-Brix at a larger scale, and then they will use our Eco-Brix for some field demonstration, for example, the construction of partition wall or the pavement. So after that, if we finish our field test, we can get more data, and also we can verify the performance and the safety of our Eco-Brix. So eventually, based on those experience of the field study, and then we hope we can attract or we can raise more investment from the industry, and eventually we can build a larger scale production line for different types of Eco-Brix, and hopefully we can commercialize the bricks.
I might ask a rather silly question, but like currently, are you guys doing all of the experiments in the school's lab, or like where are you guys doing the
definitely. So basically we only got 2 hands from me, and also I got another 2 hands from Samuel, maybe if you count my supervisor as well. So in total we got 6 hands. So we conduct any labs. Basically we conduct every experiment in HKUST. So we are purely from HKUST.
Wow.
No other impurities.
Cool. Like what you mentioned before, I think the entire process of you bring this startup to life, or like having all of these future plans, I was wondering, how was that process like to, make a startup company and do everything from scratch, and also in UST? Can you also perhaps elaborate on that process? Like
maybe the rest of the time I should also pass it to Samuel, and then Samuel may also share his experience about the business development or how to operate the startup, or how he can further improve the capacity or the performance of our startup.
Yeah, certainly.
It's definitely a new experience to us. Basically, we've been studying in HKUST for over 10 years.
Yeah.
We only know knowledge and our research. Entering the business world is like a brand new experience to us, and we know nothing at all at the beginning. But then we just step by step and goals by goals, and here we are from nobody to winning a tissue fundings for 2 years, winning an HKSTP, the Science Park funding, and a tech ship funding from HKUST. So it's definitely a long learning process, just like what we did in our PhD. We just learn day by day and day after day, endlessly.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm very curious because like you guys all come from very academic based backgrounds. How is it different from making this startup, or how do you have like time management between your academic stuff and also your involvement with Terra Green?
Time management wise, it's like 24/7. I guess every PhD students are like that. We seldom have holidays. We seldom have breaks. Whenever emails comes, we have to reply. Whenever deadline comes, we have to meet it. So it's like definitely we slow down a bit for our own research. For example, he was doing Chinese medicine when he was a PhD. I was doing methane hydrate, sort of flammable ice research, which is very different from sustainable materials.
Right.
Definitely, that slows our main research down, but then we learn a lot throughout the process. And that's what we gained.
Right. Oh, wow. I'm actually like very curious once again because like Chinese medicine and also civil engineering, like what is that like? Like Zach, do you want to talk about that experience and how it intersects with, you know, civil engineering that you're involved in?
Yes, it will be a little bit strange to everyone when you hear about why a civil engineers focus on the Chinese medicine or so-called the Chinese medicinal plant. So I think I must say thank you to to my supervisor first. So basically, he suggests this idea to be one of my major parts of my PhD work. So because we think maybe even for plants we need the soil, because I'm specialized in soil mechanics, so specialized in geotechnical engineering and also the soil mechanics. So my supervisor thought that maybe we have a chance or we have a room to amend the soil so that you can enhance the yield of the herbal medicine, or even you can increase the yield of the herbal plants in a contaminated soil. So that's why we think that we have a ability to, based on our knowledge of the soil mechanics, ancestral soil mechanics, and even those behavior of the soil, so we can modify the soil so that we can improve the performance of the herbal medicinal plant. So that's why I spend a lot of time to conduct the research in the Chinese medicinal plants, and that's why of course, based on those knowledge, chemical, physiological, and also the hydrological behavior of the soil, and if you think about it, so construction waste or food waste or plastic waste, those waste are just a porous material, so they are the same as the soil. So that's why I still can apply the similar knowledge to develop or to make a porous waste into a solid bricks. So that's why, just like what I said previously, so that's why I must say thank you to my supervisor. Yeah.
Wow, that's really cool. I mean, I'm very surprised how you can find connections between this project and also what you're working on in your PhD. And I think, Samuel, you also mentioned about the PhD topic you were talking about, which is very different from, you know, what you're working on at Eco-Brix. And to be honest, I didn't understand what your topic is about just now. So, like, can you also perhaps explain a little bit about your academic work and if it has any connections with what you're doing at Eco-Brix?
But before that, I must interrupt first because I forced him. I forced him to help me to to also to conduct the research.
He forced me, and then I'm willing to give help as well. Well, regarding my research, let me just call it flammable ice for everyone. So it's a potential energy source that is rich in methane gas, natural gas, or let's call it. It can be found in the ocean, in South China Sea or those areas. That's why wars are happening and countries are fighting each other just for the natural resources. So what I planned to do was to conduct experiment on it. But then after I have developed the machine, my supervisor was not happy about my test plan, and I can't find anything quite new regarding it. Then I switched to computer simulations and those stuff, and develop theory for the soil behavior, and that composes my thesis. And regarding the similarity or how it comes together, as I have said, I developed a equipment for HKUST. During the process, I did learn a lot regarding how to make the equipment works, or how to make different parts works. Then when he was interested in doing some experiment, then I was thinking, our lab got a lot of spare parts. I just grab this, grab that, and then build something for him to use. And we did quite a lot of tests together, and that's where our strength comes together. He is good at those chemistry, biology stuff, and then I'm good at do it by my hand. Then it somehow just work.
It's similar to hardware and software. So Samuel is hardware and I'm the software of the computer.
Yeah.
I really love this sharing experience. We didn't plan this at all in the podcast, but honestly, I really like the insight and how, you guys collaborating together, not just in your own academics, but also in this project. And I think previously Samuel mentioned a lot about, a lot of the awards that you guys have won, and congratulations also on winning the gold at the 49th International Exhibition of Inventions, Geneva, with congratulations from the jury. And I think this is the world's largest annual event devoted exclusively to invention.
Yeah.
So can you share your experience participating in this huge event and also receiving recognition for your project?
Well, first of all, thank you very much again for congratulating us. We highly appreciate OKT for their help and our department in supporting us to take part in such a prestigious exhibition. It's definitely a once-in-a-lifetime experience. In the exhibition, basically, our experience are like we went there, but then we know nothing. We don't know how to get the award. We don't know what to do. Even our interpreter was late that day. The exhibition was held in Geneva, Switzerland, and they basically speak French.
Oh yeah.
That's why we need an interpreter. But then she was late, and yeah, as I mentioned, every day everything is learning. Then we just be brave to ask, to learn, or to grab some judge come to our booth, just to show them what our innovation or our invention was, and then they give us a chance to pitch, and I guess they are happy with our invention and give us such a prestigious award to us. Yeah, it's definitely a great experience. And during the exhibition, we saw many innovative materials and utilities all over the world. There's literally everything: waterproof and rust-proof anchor, ergonomic chair, digital twins of a city transportation network, you name it. And there are lots of primary school students who joined the exhibition as well. They showed their invention, and they were so brave and willing to introduce their project to others. I can imagine 10, 15 years ago me, if I were put there, I would just sit there all day and don't dare to say a word.
Right.
When I was a secondary student, I seldom speak English even. So that time I even did not. I haven't made any presentation using English.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm surprised to know that there's primary kids there as well. Wow. Like, what are some very some projects that really stood out to you?
One is that waterproof and rust-proof anchor. I told you it was developed by a Korean company. So what they were selling or as designing for is an anchor that you basically do not need any replacement or any maintenance. In construction, one of the main enemy of human being is rust and water. And basically what they did is develop something that is rust-proof, waterproof, that that really stood out from a civil engineer perspective. Yeah.
Right. Actually, when you mentioned about, the jury comes and, you grab your jury and you present your idea, I was wondering, are these juries, like, what are their backgrounds? Because I imagine they will have to look through a lot of inventions that are doing very different things. So, like, what was that like to, pitch your invention, pitch Eco-Brix in front of a jury that perhaps has a very different background than what you guys are working on?
So those jury, basically, I think half of them were professors, and then others are leaders or specialists from different fields. Say water treatment or environmental protection, those kind of stuff. So in order to pitch them, as reminded by our supervisor, we need to treat them as our mom. If our mom can understand, everyone can understand. Yeah. Then
or 3 words, short and sweet.
Yeah.
Short and sweet. Great.
Basically, they're busy, and we just got 1 to 2 minutes. Then we just sell them what are our key achievement, or what is our main selling point, and they understand it, and we were so pleased.
Cool. Yeah, because for me, I'm a dual degree program student, so I'm doing engineering degree and also business degree. And I have to say, presentations in business school and engineering school are so different. Like, I just presented an engineering presentation, 30% of my grade, and it's just out of 5 marks, and like 50% is pure evaluation. So like literally, they don't care that much about presentations in engineering school, but for business school, the UI knows. It's like, you have a lot of criteria to make a successful pitch, and as you both are coming from engineering backgrounds, how is that preparation process like to, pitch this with a short and sweet?
It was so difficult. As you know, as I have told you, we know nothing about business. We know nothing about startups. Then in the beginning, everybody are asking us for pitch, for deck. We don't even know what deck is. We just know PPT,
Yeah.
Then the learning process is definitely painful. In our research, we try to be specific. We try to be as in-depth as possible. But then it is a completely different world. We have to make others understand in simple wording, in a very speedy way. And that makes us think a lot what actually we were doing. And in the end, we success, and it's a nice learning process, and we definitely benefit from it. And in the future, even we are not doing academics or whatever, I think this experience will help us in the future a lot. Yeah.
I guess moving back to, Eco-Brix, I was wondering, how does your Eco-Brix differ from other sustainable construction materials that are available in the market?
The most outstanding difference is that our materials use no cement. As Zach has introduced, cement is a carbon intensive, and basically everybody is trying to get rid of it. And other existing sustainable construction materials, basically they also use waste, but then they try to replace those solid aggregates, like in concrete. They try to replace those natural rocks and sands with, say, plastic waste or other construction waste, but then they still use cement to bind and to form the sustainable material. So this is the most outstanding difference between us and them.
Then is the cost of Eco-Brix cheaper than those sustainable construction materials? Like, I understand you guys are perhaps still in the earlier stage, but what do you foresee or project about the cost of Eco-Brix?
We do believe that our products are much cheaper because we don't use any new raw materials. Basically, from the landfill side, we can get the material that or the raw material that we need, say plastic waste, food waste, and waste soil and construction waste. And if we have not estimated wrongly, our profit margin is at least 40%. Yeah. So I guess our products must be cheaper in terms of production, but the economic benefits is huge. Yeah.
Right. I was also thinking, since I think just now we talked about Eco-Brix in the Hong Kong context and how it can work with the Hong Kong government, are you guys planning to also perhaps expand this to other regions and areas, especially perhaps like developing nations where they might need a lot more construction material in the future as they develop?
Well, there's a quite long way between between that and now.
Right.
But one of our potential collaborators is interested in doing so. They say in the developing countries like in Africa, they got loads of rubbish, loads of waste, and this is what Eco-Brix can stand out in their countries. Basically, they don't have any money for new materials. Then there is a possibility that we can provide this innovative material to them and to help them to construct their countries and to remove their waste from unwanted places.
Right. So one final question on Eco-Brix and like the construction industry in general. What's your view or opinion towards the current situation of the construction industry towards sustainability and the use of cement? Are they receptive to alternative materials like Eco-Brix, or are they still pretty much most concerned about traditional materials like cement?
Well, the construction industry are definitely looking towards sustainability, and they are definitely looking for alternative to compensate for carbon-intensive cement. The emissions are very high, and every country are trying to achieve net carbon zero. That's why they are very optimistic and very positive towards anything sustainable. And the industry is definitely positive towards alternative materials, to local developers and government authority, as mentioned by Zach, already expressed strong interest in our technology, and we are undergoing different negotiation with them to hope that they can help us evaluate such a material. Yeah, and those ESG regulations, social responsibility stuff, definitely they are looking towards sustainability a lot more than before. But then I cannot deny that cost is still a major consideration for them. At the end of the day, they need to earn money.
Yeah.
But then our products are made from waste. I think we share something in common, and there are definitely ways to make it work.
Right. Yeah. I feel like the construction industry, it's like regulated by the government, and I feel like regulation can have quite a significant impact to see how the future of construction is. Since my podcast is called the Uncommon Senses Podcast, throughout the development of your project, have you two encountered anything that challenges your common sense?
Well, I will say nothing is common sense, actually, in my opinion. And just an example, 1 + 1 = 2. There is a book to prove that. And so every day, everything is learning. I won't take anything for granted. If I take anything for granted, then there will be nothing new. Or I can't connect the dots between what I already know and what I want to know. Just like what you say, you can't imagine how come a Chinese medicine guy and a methane hydrate guy can come up with a sustainable bricks. That's our attitudes towards things, towards learning. Yeah.
Great. What about you, Zach? Do you have anything that challenges your common sense?
I will only say every day I'm overcoming a lot of challenges. So just only I think the major point is as long as you never give up and then you insist on what you are doing and then what you like to do and then eventually you will get successful. We will get success. So because I'm old now and I cannot remember those challenges, but just insist on what you want to do and just keep chasing your dream. And then I think, I think, so basically you just enjoy your life.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's a great message. And actually, are you guys did you guys study in HKUST since your undergraduate?
Yeah.
Ooh, how was that process like? I'm not sure if there's undergrad students who are, listening to the podcast, but how was that like to stay in HKUST since undergraduate, and like how did you guys decide to pursue further studies?
Maybe Samuel first because I need some time to think about it.
Okay.
Well, actually, for my case, UG was like a blink and then 4 years gone. And at that time, I was thinking to migrate to other countries. That's why I tried to do higher education. For example, like I was planning to do an MPhil in Hong Kong and then try a PhD in the UK.
Okay.
And then I can get migrated there easily. But then my supervisor said, do it in Hong Kong and plan for the future. Then here I am.
Okay.
Finish a PhD in Hong Kong. But then right now, the more I stay in Hong Kong, the longer I stay in Hong Kong or this society, the more I like it. Then I'm not planning to leave Hong Kong anytime soon.
Okay.
And that changes. That really a life-changing experience. And for those who are considering to do further education, I would say think really careful. The world is not what you think, and embrace challenge on a daily basis. And good luck.
Well, and for me, so when I were the undergraduate, so I think I just did two major things. So the first thing is I just finish my lessons and then sometimes I do my revisions for my undergraduate. And then the second thing is when I have time, I will just play my computer games. So I also cannot imagine why today I can open this startup or I can achieve such things. So I think just like what I've said previously is like I just try my best to do certain thing. So you may ask why I want to do research or because sometimes you may heard only a few of the local students would like to study the PhD or even contribute himself to the research. So because that time I finished my internship, and that time I always ask myself, I said, for the rest of my 30 years, do I want to just go to the company and then just use some commercial software to conduct the simulations for the engineering work? So because that time, just 2 months of the internship, I already learned a lot of the skills or softwares for those structural design or the construction design. So later I just said, okay, maybe I'm still young. I have a chance. I can try to trace my dream. So which is studying the PhD or even to contribute myself to the research. So that's why I'm here, and I spent almost 8 years or 10 years, and then to conduct the research. And of course, that time, my supervisor tries to attract me because I think he's very smart and also he's very intelligent, and that's why I say, wow, this is my idol, and I also want to be him in the future.
Right.
So that's why I said, okay, I accept your challenges, and then I joined the PhD program. So, and then over years and years, basically you need to think about your research topic, how to solve the problem. You need to design your experiment, and then you also need to learn how to present yourself to the others.
Yeah.
Otherwise, no one understand you. And then my supervisor also provide me with some opportunities. For example, like supervising the final year students. So basically, Samuel was one of my FIP students. First FIP student.
Wow.
So I think my supervisor give sufficient independency to me. So basically, I can learn how to be a leader. So that's why I finished my PhD study, and then I also finished my postdoc here, and then now I'm the research assistant professor here. And so when you ask me how do I feel about UST, I will only say every time I hope I can try my best to contribute myself to this campus, because I love USC a lot, and so that's why I also hope one day, although now USC is quite famous, it's a internationally well-known university. Of course, one day I even hope that we can be the top of the world. So that's why, that's why I insist on doing research, and hopefully can bring something new to the society, and hopefully also contribute to this big family. Yeah, but although in the future I may not be in UST, but I still love it. So that's why when you ask me, how do I feel about my life here? Very complicated because I experienced a lot already. So even now, when I go to the canteen for my lunch, I sometimes I scratch my head. I said, "Oh dear, what should I eat?" I have no ideas already. So that's why it's a very complicated questions to me. But as long as USC needs me, then I will just try my best to support it. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you, Samuel and Zach, for this discussion on Eco-Brix project today. And today we not only discussed some really insightful topics such as circularity in construction industry, but we had this very unexpected conversation about your academic journey in HKUST. It's really my honor to talk with you today, and I also hope our audience can enjoy this perceptive conversation. So make sure to follow Sustainable Smart Campus's socials, that is SSC_HKUST on Instagram, and we will see you next time on the Uncommon Senses. And of course, shout out to Zach and Samuel's supervisor, which they've mentioned countless times and has said really nice things about him. Yeah, thank you guys so much. This is the end of the episode.
Yeah, thank you, and we will see you in the campus.
Yeah, on campus, yeah.